Well, let's start with the organism. Red tide is caused by a microorganism called K. brevis, and it's something that feeds off of a variety of nutrients, and it is spread in the Gulf by Gulf currents and by wind patterns. And this is ultimately what you get. You have a microorganism that produces toxins that kills marine life at the lower end of the food chain, and that can poison shellfish and seagrass, which sickens marine life as you work up the food chain. Toxins also seep into the air. It sickens people, particularly those with pre-existing breathing conditions. Red tide in itself, by the way, is nothing new. There are accounts of this off the Florida coast for hundreds of years, long before Florida became commercially developed. But environmentalists say commercial development is certainly feeding it, making it far worse than it would otherwise be. And that's because this microorganism can feed off the nutrients in fertilizer that can seep from farms or lawns into the water. We know South Florida's Lake Okeechobee has been polluted with this kind of fertilizer runoff, and this polluted water from the lake has certainly been flowing into the Gulf to our south. So we have a clear correlation here between that flow of polluted water from Lake Okeechobee, which can feed red tide, to the red tide that we're seeing in the Gulf. But scientists have not drawn a direct link. They have not said the pollution has directly caused this outbreak of red tide. Again, red tide can and does occur naturally, and it feeds off of a variety of nutrients. In terms of what the state can do, obviously there's a growing focus on efforts to restrict or prevent pollutants like fertilizer from seeping into our water. Years ago, the state had a plan to buy out much of the commercial sugar farms near Lake Okeechobee, but that plan ultimately fell apart.